let's head back to the voicemail of Truth and Reason.
Yeah, guys, I hear you talking about our offense is going to be and all this stuff. You guys should be the offensive coordinator because right now we still have Stefanski as our offensive coordinator. You talk about scoring more points. When's the last time we've blown a team out? We never do. This guy always gets a lead early and then sits on it, or the other team makes all these adjustments. He don't do anything. I don't know how many times I got to say this, but it's the truth. We haven't blown anybody out. We ain't going to open up the offense except for maybe the first half. But when the other team has 27 guys in the box, you ain't running the ball. I don't care who you got in there. And our offensive coordinator, Stefanski, he don't know what to do. Never does anything. We always end up barely winning if we win at all. And you'll see that. It'd be surprised we ever blow a team out. Okay, guys, think about it. Take care.
As always, appreciate all of the voicemails. Let's welcome in Dalton Wasserman, PFF data analyst for also co-host of the PFF College Football Show. Dalton, you know what they call a win that isn't a blowout? They call it a win. I get some of the frustration. He's a good head coach. Their offense is pretty good.
Yeah, I agree. Look, Stefanski, at this point with this team, look, they're not the most dynamic offense in the league. And you don't hear anybody in Pittsburgh complaining about winning close, low-scoring games, right? So I think just Stefanski understanding what type of team they are, right? And I get every team wants to open up the offense and take big shots, but right now, the way they played better last week against Jacksonville was a more conservative approach. The short passing game, Watson made a handful of plays under pressure. I think the less that the Browns force the ball downfield, the better. They just have to understand what type of team they are. They're a defensive team. They need to run the ball. At this point, we pretty much know that Deshaun Watson is not an elite quarterback that's going to go out there and throw for 400 yards, and the Browns don't have an elite receiving core to do that. So understanding what type of team you are is just as important as knowing how much talent you have, right? And the Browns do have a lot of talent, but I think Kevin Stefanski so far is doing a good job, at least this past week against Jacksonville, of knowing what type of team he has and knowing how he has to win games.
Yeah, we showed earlier in the show, and I was surprised by it. Have you looked and seen how many 300-yard games there have been in 2 weeks of this NFL season? 5.
I haven't seen the exact number, but that's just where the league is at right now, with defenses sitting back. The quarterbacks who are more precise in that 5 to 15-yard range are winning. You look at Aaron Rodgers, right? You look at what Josh Allen's doing in a more conservative approach. Patrick Mahomes has just won 2 Super Bowls like this. This is just how quarterbacks have to respond. So I think the Browns need to do the same in kind for Deshaun Watson. I think that'll work better for them.
Yeah, and again, I'm not defending. I would like some more adjustments. Bottom line is you do what you have to do to win each week, and don't risk. They can't turn the ball over. The one thing that I think kills a dominant offense is when the offense is giving the other team the football.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? If the Browns avoid turnovers with their defense, and you know what? Maybe the blueprint is just like the Steelers. Maybe it is to win games 17-13. You know what? Do what you need to do. Like you just said, not every team can go out there and score 35 points a game, and there's nobody doing it right now. So I think the Browns, look, your best players, right, are Myles Garrett and Zadarius Smith and Owusu-Koramoah. And I know there's some decent players on the offensive line and Amari Cooper and everything on the outside, but the Browns are going to win on defense. And even last year when they won all those home games and they were playing lights-out defense, we know what type of team this is when they played their style of ball. It's defense. Yes, they have to grind it out on offense. They don't have the most dynamic offense. But at this point, you just have to embrace it instead of trying to break your way through it. And that stuff comes gradually. They're not going to come out next week and be the most explosive offense in football. They need to play their style of ball and stick to their identity.